Welcome everyone to another episode of Fish Report Live. My name is Craig Fissinger.
And I'm Ken Francis.
And we're coming live to you from the Fish Report studio here in Russia, Ohio. It's Thursday night, March 1st, 2012. And Ken, March Madness is here. The field of teams is getting smaller and smaller every week. We've got some big-time basketball to talk about tonight. We've got some big-time basketball people to talk to tonight too, don't we?
We do. We have sectional finals coming up this weekend. We've got district finals coming up this weekend. We've got some really hot teams coming in on March Madness here. And, there's some teams starting to send some shockwaves across Ohio. And, upset specials are going to be happening all the time. And like you said, we've got two great coaches joining us, and I'd like to thank them in advance. But big show for you tonight. All
right. Well, before we get started, we're welcoming a new sponsor, the Casa Bendición. If you're on the Fish Report Live page, you can see their ad up there at the top of the page. You might want to click on that after the show's over. Check them out. That's a island resort down in Mexico. Ken, we actually we know some Rushi people that are going there this year, and you've actually been there before too, haven't you?
I have. It's a great place to go and enjoy the nice sunshine and the beaches, and it's a lot of fun and very relaxing. So I highly recommend it.
All right, and we're also welcoming a new audience here tonight too, aren't we?
Yes, we are. I'd like to thank Steve Young, the owner of Cruisers Bar and Grill in Rushi, as they simulcasting live from Cruisers tonight. So I'd like to welcome all of our fans and Cruisers watching, and appreciate you tuning into the show.
Hello to everyone out there at Cruisers. All right, Ken, well, let's get things started like we do every week with our weekly trivia question. What do you got for us this week?
Well, Craig, we're hoping to give away another free T-shirt, Sports Live T-shirt, and last week our winner was Albie34 from Fort Loramie. Actually, he was the week before. Last week, nobody got the answer right. So we're hoping we get you an answer, get a correct answer tonight. So tonight's question is, last Tuesday night, the Lehman Cavaliers exploded for 33 fourth quarter points against Houston. Craig, that's a lot of points if they kept that up for a whole game. Well, tonight's trivia question is this: what Shelby County League school holds the record for the most points scored in a single game? What Shelby County League school holds the record for most points scored in a single game?
And that hasn't happened this season.
No, it has not. No, and it's over 100, I can tell you that.
All right, a couple of hints for you out there.
That's right, but you got 1 in 7 chance of guessing it right.
All right. Well, if you know the answer to that, or you want to take a guess at the answer, you can send us a message. If you look at the social stream tab there on the right of the Fish Report Live page, you can send us a message that way. You can also, you might notice a phone number there at the top of that social stream area there. That is our text number if you want to text us the answer. I know the folks there in Cruisers can't actually click on the screen there, but you can send us your answer there at that text number, so feel free to do that. So. All right, Ken, let's move on and talk about some girls basketball. We've got 3 SCL teams that are still in tournament play right now. We're going to talk about the 3 games that they're playing this weekend. And to get a little help with that, let's get our SCL girls expert TK on the phone. TK was actually off last week, bringing him back this week. TK, are you there?
I'm here, guys.
All right, thanks for joining us on the show, TK. Like Craig was just saying, we've got 3 girls teams left yet. We've got Rushi, Fort Loramie, and Ann all battling for district championships this weekend. And we brought you in as the expert to give us your picks and what do you think is all going to happen.
All right, TK, go ahead.
All right, let's get started.
Okay, well, let's start out with the Fort Loramie game. We've got Fort Loramie playing Southeastern. Fort Loramie comes in this game with a 17-6 record. Southeastern at 13-10. These teams have a little history, TK. I don't know if you saw the Fish Report website today, but I know they've got history back in the late 80s when Southeastern took a couple teams to the state tournament, beat Fort Loramie on the way. But like I said, these teams have a little history, and this time they're meeting in the district finals, 11 o'clock on Saturday. What are you thinking on this game?
Well, as you said, there's history long ago and recent last year, so these teams do know each other. Looking at Southeastern, they beat Amsonia, Newton, and Catholic Central to get to this game. With only one of those teams having a winning record, that would be Newton. They're led by their senior wing, Jenna Irwin. She's 5'7", so a nice tall wing, and averages about 19 points per game for Southeastern. They've got two other seniors in there, Abby Wolf and Olivia Lloyd, who support her, and then a couple other juniors round out that starting five.
How do you think they'll be able to handle the pressure of Fort Laramie? I doubt that they've seen this type of defense applied to them all year.
No, I don't think they have either, Ken. And I think that's going to be the problem all coming into the season. And I think still they haven't grown quite enough, and the weakness has been the guard position. And I think that's going to be their Achilles heel against Fort Laramie. To look at some similar matchups, Southeastern lost to Mechanicsburg twice this year in league play. Early in the year, 62-72, and then more recently, 34-59. And as the viewers remember, Laramie just took care of Mechanicsburg to make it to this game. So it may be close early, but I think in the end, Laramie's pressure is going to get to them, and Laramie will end up on top in this one.
Yeah. You know, Southeastern, I don't know if you mentioned this girl, Southeastern, I think their second leading scorer is a girl by the name of Taylor Perry. But you mentioned Abby Wilt, and Abby, I think, could be a real key for Southeastern, TK. You know, I know she was sick and hurt off and on this season, but she came off the bench last week and hit 3 big threes. And I don't know how well Laramie scouted her. I'm sure they have knowing Fort Laramie, but I think this Abby Wilt could be a key if Southeastern's going to stay in this game. But I kind of agree with you guys. Fort Laramie's, I can't look past Fort Laramie. I mean, they're just too good. And I think Darian Rose right now, as just a sophomore, is probably playing as well as anybody in this area. Anybody. I'll throw Ann into that too. I think I said she's just playing as well as anybody right now. Macy Turner's kind of come on as a star here the second half of the season. And then, you know, just when you're keen on those girls and the Reggie Brandaways and all that, you get Paige Ordine last week that has a big game.
Right,
so
right.
Laramie's deep.
Yeah, they're very good, and no way does Coach Siegel let her Lady Redskins lose this game, Craig.
All right, let's move on to the next game, TK. This game's Saturday at 1 p.m., another Division IV game. Our Russia Raiders taking on Covington. These guys saw each other earlier this season, didn't they?
Yes, we did, Craig. I think it was on the 30th of January, and in that one, the Raiders came out on top 36-30, and that was a home game for the Raiders.
So it was a pretty close game, especially considering it was at Russia. So on a neutral floor here at Tip City High School, I look for this to be a really tight ball game.
You have to agree with you there, Kevin. Early in that game at Russia, the Raiders had things pretty much in control, but late in the game, Covington was able to get the ball into Shelby Kim, their 6'1" senior post player. She has 15 points. Most of those, again, were in that fourth quarter that made a good run, but it was too little too late for Covington. So I'd say that's the key for the Raiders. They keep the ball out of Shelby's hands, and they should be able to come out on top of this, but that definitely will be the key.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, TK, but in that third quarter, I think Russia switched to a zone defense and actually held Covington to 2 points in the quarter. I think it was a result of Covington being a little confused by that zone, or at least not able to score off the zone. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Russia play some zone defense at some point on Saturday. You know,
I can see him put that in to switch things up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach King remembers that as well, and you know, he'll have his Lady Raiders well prepared for the Bucks. And I agree. I think Russia's going to come out on top in this one. I think you're going to have 2 Shelby County League teams fighting it out the following week against each other in the regional semifinals.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. The other kind of X factor is that Heidi Snipes for Covington had 10 points in their game against Cedarville. We were able to keep her to 3 points in the game at Russia. So keep her close down too, and I agree with you. The Raiders come out on top.
Yeah, one more thing on Covington. I don't want to give them too hard of a time here, but I looking over their schedule. I think their biggest win, TK, was probably over Tri-County North back in January. Tri-County North finished the season 12-10. Most of Covington's wins were against teams with losing records. Again, Tri-County North is probably their biggest win this season. But I will say they're on a 7-game winning streak at this point, and with a 7-game winning streak, you're going to carry a lot of confidence. And they did play the Raiders tough at Russia. So, yeah, I agree. It's probably going to be a close game.
So that brings us to our third game, TK, and of course the team everybody is just out to try to get this year, and that's the #1 team in the state. Last year's defending state champions. They're 23-0 this year. All Coach Billing has done in Anna is take his Lady Rockets right back to the district finals and being the team to beat in the Division III. What's your feelings on this game as they go in to face a Fayetteville team that comes in at 21-2?
Wow.
Well, this would be one of the tougher games they've seen this year, but I don't think it's going to be real tough. Looking at Fayetteville, they're currently led by 2 sophomores, Michaela Roslin and Megan Iyer. They're coming in at 22 and 17 points per game, respectively. They're both 5'7" playing players, but again, they are sophomores. They have 1 senior post player, Lincoln Smith, on the team, and then the final player is Brianna Papp, who's a junior, so it's a younger team. If you look at the records, they really haven't played anybody. One of their losses came to Georgetown, and they are kind of an honorable mention on a lot of your top 10 list of girls state teams this year, but nobody they played is ranked or has a really impressive record. So based on that, the teams get to know each other, but I think in the end, the Anna pressure is just going to take it away.
I agree with you.
Yeah, that record's a little deceiving, 21-2, and I looked for them in the state rankings and didn't find them anywhere. Now their last game, TK, I believe they beat Greenview, which they're a team in the Ohio Heritage Conference, and that game was a 1-point game, I think 49-48. We know Greenview. They're
a decent team.
Yeah, they're the team that knocked off Triad to ruin their perfect season this year when Triad was 19-0. If they play Greenview that close, a 49-48 game, gives me a little idea how good Fayetteville is, and I agree with you guys. I think Anna's going to roll in this game.
So. Good.
All right.
Anything else, TK, for us?
That's all I have. I'm trying to find some other scores. I know there's a couple MAC teams playing. New Knoxville, Ada, Fort Recovery, and the Guffey upper side of the valley. But wasn't able to find out any scores on that. And I don't know if you guys got to do that.
I've got a few MAC updates for you, TK, and I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to mention that. Actually, Upper Scioto Valley knocked off Fort Recovery tonight,
wow.
And so that was kind of a surprise in the D4 tournament. So Fort Recovery is out, and that was a district semifinal game. Another district semifinal game in Division III had Coldwater, the Lady Cavaliers, over Delta. So those are the only 2 MAC scores I got. So Fort Recovery went down, Coldwater won.
All right, TK, we understand you're on I-75 heading home right now?
Yes, I am.
Well, hey,
forward to getting home.
all right. Well, have a safe trip, and we'll look forward to talking to you about some more basketball, some SCL basketball, hopefully next Thursday.
Thanks, TK.
We'll talk to you later, guys.
Yep.
All right, that was our SCL hoops correspondent, girls correspondent, TK.
You know, he travels. I know he's on a business trip. We really appreciate him taking time to call in. The guy really knows his girls basketball and appreciate everything he's done for us all season.
Both of our SCL correspondents like to travel. We were supposed to have Big Dog on the show tonight. Big Dog's actually covering the Lady Raiders at Wright State.
Right.
I think they're in the middle of a game right now, so he wasn't able to join us tonight.
That's right. I believe they're in the Horizon League tournaments, semifinals, quarterfinals, maybe. I'm not sure where they're at, but they had a nice year this year.
Yeah.
So they're up in Valparaiso.
We're looking forward to getting him on next week. So as a replacement, we just got a last-minute replacement with the hottest coach probably right now, or the hottest team in the SCL, the Fairlawn Jets, and Coach Derek Alexander. He's coming up after our commercial break, as well as the hometown coach here, Coach Paul Bremigan, and really looking forward to talking to him about his Raiders playing tomorrow night. So, well, why don't you hang in there? We're going to take a commercial break. Got a commercial coming up from our friends or our sponsors at the Casa Bendición. We'll be back in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Breezes blow. There's no one to know our sea to Isla Mujeres. Just a few days in the wind and waves, face down in the sand in the sun, just my baby and me. And I wanna see shoreline palms wave at me, Rami de Cree, bienvenidos a Isla Mujeres. Yo soy un hombre que canta los estrellas. They say you can never forget, you don't wanna go home. Si es verdad, it's so simple, it's true. I'm spending my days with the skates and rays. My nights I spend making love with you. Lobsters and clams, well, I lied about the clams, but you don't give a damn for the city, not London or Paris. When you're on Isla Mujeres, you can be who you are, neath the sun and the stars of this tropical heaven.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Before the break, we were talking girls basketball. We're now going to change gears and talk some boys basketball. Ken, we've got 4 SCL teams left in the tournament this weekend. After this weekend, though, we're only going to have 2 left because all 4 of them are playing each other.
Yes, we will. You know, that just shows you the strength of the Shelby County League. They kind of knock each other out, and unfortunately, you know, that just happens in a sectional. So you're right. We've got 4 teams left. They're paired up 2 and 2. So. I guess the good news is after this weekend, we'll still have 2 left.
That's true. And the first one we want to talk about, we got the game coming up tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Pickwas Garber Gymnasium. Got the 13-8 Russia Raiders taking on the 11-10 Houston Wildcats. And to help us out with this, we got on the phone a special guest. He's the head coach of the Russia Raider boys, and that's Coach Paul Bremigan. Paul, thanks for joining us on Fish Report Live.
No problem, guys.
Hey, listen, congrats on the win Tuesday night against Botkins. You now move on to the sectional finals. Tomorrow night, like I said, against Houston. 7 o'clock's the game. Now, I know there probably wasn't a whole lot of time Tuesday night for celebrating after the win, but you got to admit you had to be at least a little fired up, especially after coming off such a rough patch there at the end of the regular season.
Yeah, that was right. It was happy after the game and happy to be moving on, and they'll be playing a nice second half Tuesday night.
All right, now at halftime, you went into the locker room against Botkins. You were actually down 30-24, and to me, I didn't think the Raiders were playing particularly well. However, when you guys came out the second half, it's like somebody flipped a switch, and you guys scored the first 9 points of the second half, and you look like a totally different team. I got to ask, what did you say to these guys at halftime to make such a difference?
I think that was a big part of our talk time. Thought that we felt like we were down. They hit 2 threes towards the end of the half, so we really easily could have been down more. But the kids came back in the second half. We rebounded the ball real well in the second half and defended, and we
made some shots, and we took care of the ball.
Those are good points, Coach. This is Ken Francis, by the way. I noticed your scoring again the other night was extremely well balanced. Bryce Rittenhouse led you with 10 points. You had a slew of other players, between 6 and 8. Balanced scoring has been a key for you all year, I believe. Sometimes Treg Francis has went off for a few. Sometimes Bryce has. Sometimes Brandon Wilson has. But overall, balanced scoring is a key. How do you feel that is going to be in importance Friday night again?
Well, I think if you've got, the more people you have the ability to score, the harder you are to defend. And I think with this group, it really rings true that we've got kids that come off the bench who can score, and our starters can score. And I thought on Tuesday night there, a lot of guys took the initiative to try to score, and that was big. Because then, if you're a threat, then it enables other people to open up.
Good. Friday night, Coach, yourself and Coach Willoughby, two of the deans of area coaches. I don't know the exact number, you might know, but I'm sure you two have squared off at least between 50 and 60 times over the last few years. There can't be many secrets left in the bag. It's your third time playing each other this year. How does this play into a coach's role, not necessarily even with you and Coach Willoughby, but in general, when coaches see each other so often and there's really no secrets left? What's the importance that brings to the table for Friday night's game?
Well, I think that, with the, I think we tweaked some things for tournament, but you can't change a whole lot. I mean, with what you've done for the last 4 months, so like you do take some things and tweak it because of the fact it's the third time you're playing a team. But with John and I think we've run the same stuff for so long that I think it's whoever does the best job of defending and the old adage of shooting the ball and defending and keeping the turnovers down is just huge.
That's right, and it's a tribute to both of you guys. You're coming in over 600 combined victories probably between the two of you, and that just says a lot for the two of you guys as coaches. So congratulations and good luck to you Friday night.
Hey,
thanks a lot, Ken.
Hey, one last question before we let you go, Coach. Both Ken and I love tournament basketball, and one of the reasons is because these small towns, the fans that they bring to these games. I want to get your opinion on it. What kind of influence the fans have on games like these?
Well, I think if you come down Friday night at Bickley, you'll be able to see that I go to the tournament games, sectional tournament, district tournaments all over, and there's nothing like Picklow's Garbage Gymnasium when the fans are all getting into it, and it's really exciting. And I'll go to some games, the tournament games, and there'll be 150, 200 people there, and it's just dead. So it's a neat experience for our players.
Great. Well, good luck to you again.
Yeah, I know Ken and I will be there. I know there'll be a lot of Raider fans there. I know there will be a lot of Wildcat fans there too. So I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us, Coach. Hey, good luck tomorrow night.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Thank you.
That was Russia Raiders head coach Paul Bremigan. Ken, really looking forward to a good game tonight. Tomorrow night should be a lot of fun. And like we just said there at the end, I guarantee those both sides are going to be packed, and it's going to be a really great atmosphere and a lot of fun for everyone that attends that game. All right, let's talk about our next sectional final. The other sectional final, we've got the Fairlawn Jets coming into this game at 8-14, taking on the Jackson Center Tigers at 22-0. Fairlawn actually finished last in the SCL, and Jackson not only finished first in the SCL, but they finished first in the state. I don't think that should, don't let that fool you though, because Fairlawn's really hot right now, and I'm expecting a good game here.
Fairlawn's one of the hotter teams in the area right now, Craig, and throw the records out on this one, doesn't mean anything. This is going to be a classic battle that you're going to want to watch also on Saturday night in Pickles Garbage Gymnasium.
All right, and to talk to us about that, we've got another special guest on the phone, and that is the head boys coach of the Fairlawn Jets, Derek Alexander. Derek, thanks for joining us tonight on Fish Report Live.
Yeah, guys, I appreciate you having us on, and talk about Jet basketball.
All right.
Well, good. Thanks for coming on, Coach, and taking time out of your busy schedule.
All right.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right, congrats on your win last night over Riverside. Now listen, Coach, I'm calling you the hottest team right now in the Pickwood tournament, and I think that's a legit statement there. You guys jumped on Riverside from the start. I think you got out to, a 17-4, 19-4 first quarter lead, something like that, and you never looked back. I want to ask you, what kind of energy does that bring to your team and to your fans?
Well, I mean, anytime you can start out in a tournament game, getting a lead and extending a lead in the first quarter, that's very key to being successful at the Pickwood tournament. You don't want to let teams hang around, and we do a very good job of attacking early. And when you attack early, the kids and the crowd get into the game, and it makes the rest of the game go pretty easy as a coach.
Yeah, we actually just talked to Rushie's coach Bremigan on the phone. We were talking about the atmosphere there at Pickwood, and he was saying how he goes to lots of tournament games, district games, sectional games, and there's nothing like Garber Gymnasium and the fans from the Shelby County League that come there.
Well, there's no doubt about that. I mean, I played in the Shelby County League, and I was in many battles there at Pickwood Garby Gymnasium, and it's a great environment for our kids to be in, especially getting 2 tournament wins. And you guys have been talking about the big game on Saturday night, and I'm excited for the kids to be in a game like that, to have the opportunity to play in front of a very large crowd, and it's going to be exciting for our community and the team.
Yeah, you've got a tall task ahead of you there. You're not only playing the team that finished first in the Shelby County League, but they happen to be the #1 team in the state. And I want you to take us in a coach's mind. How do you go into this game, Coach? I mean, you're playing the #1 team in the state. Do you think, we can definitely win this game, no doubt in your mind about it, or do you think, boy, this is going to be an impossible task? We'll give it our best shot, and we'll just see what happens.
Well, first and foremost, congrats to Jackson Center on an outstanding year so far. We know we're going up against a very good and talented team, talented players at every position, and we expect a battle. Make no mistake about it, though, we're going into the game expecting to challenge for the win. We feel that we're playing at our best basketball right now, and I exude a lot of confidence to the kids, and I hope the kids realize that we have a great opportunity in front of us to do something special. Now, it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to play one of our better games of the year, but I like our chances. So, like you said, I think it's going to be one heck of a game Saturday.
Coach, this is Ken Francis, and you played Jackson Center twice this year. Once very, very early in the season. The other time when you did not have your full team, or you were not at full force. They were at full force both times. So Coach Elkert technically has not seen or had the opportunity to play you guys in which you give them your best shot. I'm sure Saturday night they're going to get your best shot. How do you feel How do you feel?
I agree with you 100% there. There's, we played them early in the year. I believe the second or third game of the year, and we did have our full squad, and actually we had a lead after the first quarter. Then, Jackson just chipped away and got I think they came out with a 15-point win. Second game of the year, we did have Cole Cummings, our post player, a really physical presence down low, and we didn't have Anthony Gillen as well. So, hey, it's one of those things, everybody can look at our record and say, man, Fairlawn did have a good year, but, there's something that team's got to see there that, it doesn't really matter what you do during the year. We all want to compete for Shelby County League titles, but, we've got our full squad back. We're healthy. We're ready to roll, and we're ready for the challenge Saturday night.
That's I totally understand where you're coming from there. The regular season, it's all about the tournament play when it comes down to it. So here's Saturday night, a victory Saturday night, Coach, and you're going to send March Madness shockwaves throughout the state of Ohio, not just Shelby County, but throughout Ohio. Here's a scenario: the Jets are down a point. There's 10 seconds left to go. Everett's bringing the ball over half court, and he's passing it to Anthony Gillum, and the clock's down to 5. It's down to 4. Everybody knows Anthony's going to shoot a 3. Instead, Travis Wells sets a backdoor screen, throws an alley-oop to Trey Everett and it's a slam dunk and the Jets win by 1 point. You got to have a dream, right? And how do you feel this plays into the Jets' advantages Saturday night?
Well, I would love for that to happen. I think my team would take that opportunity and be very happy to have a chance, with what you said, 10 seconds left to have a chance to win. I can assure you, if we have that opportunity, I believe we'll go for the win. If we're down 1 or if we're down 2, we have nothing to lose. So we're going for the win, no doubt about it. But, I think the kids are ready. I believe we have talent at every position with Trey Everett handling the ball. I think teams have seen, throughout the year his progression. Started out a little slow early in the year, but he's come on very strong in at least the last 2 tournament games. Anthony Gillum's going to get us 20 to 22 a night. They're going to clamp down on him. We expect that. Jackson Center is very good defensively. But we need some of our other guys to step up. We need Travis Wells to continue playing well, Cole Cummings. We need some other players to chip in, 5 or 6 points. So, we're excited to be in this position to have a chance to play in a game like this Saturday.
All right, Coach, I got one more question before we let you go. Back when you came to Rushi to play, I got a chance to chat with you there for a few minutes, and your little daughter came up to you, wanted Dad to hold her for a few minutes. I got to ask you, does your daughter have any interest in Dad's job as a basketball coach, or would she rather be somewhere else on game night?
Oh, you put me on the spot. You know what? I love the game of basketball. I love coaching the Fairlawn Jets. Born and raised there. But having a daughter, it does make things difficult, being able to spend time with your family and friends during the season. And, you have to cherish those moments. When we were talking and Ezra came up to, sit with me, she loves the game of basketball. She loves coming and watching Daddy coach, and she likes the Fairlawn Jets.
Awesome.
She'll be in the crowd Saturday night with her little uniform on, and that makes me very proud.
Sure.
To have her in the stands cheering for me and the Jets.
I just wonder if maybe we'll see her some year leading the Jets down the floor on the basketball court and taking it to the Raiders.
Well, there's a very high probability that'll happen. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so I expect that she's already getting the basketball out, wants to play basketball and pass. So I expect that she'll follow in the same trend as her dad did.
Well, listen, best of luck from us Saturday night, and congratulations on a good tournament run here, and hopefully for the Jets you keep it going.
Well, I appreciate the time and the compliments, guys, and what you guys do. I think you're doing a great job talking about Shelby County League basketball, and keep it up.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, take care, guys.
All right, that was the head coach of the Fairlawn Jets, Derek Alexander. Now, Ken, I know this isn't college basketball or this isn't pro basketball, but if I'm the Fairlawn Jets, I signed this guy to a long-term contract.
He's got a great attitude over there, and you gotta appreciate that. So.
Yeah, he brings an energy to the team. I hope he's there for if I'm a Fairlawn fan, I hope he's there for a long time because he's a great guy.
Yes, he is.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our boys basketball talk. That's going to do it for I guess all our hoops talk, other than our trivia question. Did we get an answer or a winner to our trivia question?
I don't have one on my phone, Craig. I don't know if you have one or not. And but we don't have any social streamers that I can tell with the correct answer. So, tonight's trivia question was, what Shelby County League team holds the record for the most points scored in a single game? The answer to that was in 1988, the Botkins Trojans scored 131 points against Mendon Union. So, Botkins Trojans was the correct answer to tonight's trivia question.
All right, well, like I said, we didn't have any winners to that. Maybe we need to get them a little easier. We got some complaints that the trivia questions were too easy. Now I guess they're too hard.
They must be.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us tonight, folks. I'd like to thank our sponsor, the Casa Bendición. Like I said, if you're on the Fish Report Live page, make sure you click on that little ad up there after the show's over. Check them out. I also like to thank, special thanks to Coaches Bremigan and Coach Alexander for coming on the show tonight. Thanks to our SCL correspondent, TK, for coming back this week. And thanks to all the folks out there at Cruisers that tuned in tonight.
Right.
You going to any games this weekend?
Craig, I'll be there tomorrow night for sure.
All right, well, I'll see you there.
Good.
All right, we'll see the viewers here next Thursday. We'll have another show and look forward to talking to you then. So for Ken Francis, I'm Craig Fissinger saying good night, everyone.